Arkansas Department of Health reporting 2 new exposures of the measles after an out-of-state resident visited Fort Smith while infected. That person visited Mercy Hospital on April 19th and then the Best Friend Pet Clinic on April 21st.
As cases continue to rise in nearby states like Texas and Oklahoma, 5 News reporter Kayla Davis sits down with one mother who urges fellow parents to vaccinate their children.
Lou Smith, a mother in Bocoshi, Oklahoma, recalls the night she nearly lost her daughter 59 years ago.
Melani came into my bedroom in the middle of the night, I guess it was 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and woke me up and said she wasn't feeling good, and I put her back up on my bed while I was going to go get some medicine for her, and she fell back in convulsions.
Melani was rushed to Baptist Hospital in Little Rock, where she was immediately sedated to stop the seizures.
She was in a coma for almost 3 weeks.
Melani had the German measles or rubella. Though different from the measles, it causes a rash and other similar symptoms.
My family doctor came in and told me that the measles had gone into the lining of her brain, and that's what was causing the convulsions. And most of the children who get this die. Of the ones who live, most of them are a vegetable.
Thankfully, Melani did eventually wake up.
She did regress back, was left with a little bit of brain damage, and as a result, she had to repeat the 2nd grade. I made them hold her back.
In 1966, when Melani got sick, a vaccine for the rubella virus had not been released, but it's now part of the MMR, or measles, mumps, rubella vaccine. Now, with almost 900 reported measles cases across the U.S., this mother hopes her story can make a difference.
I am absolutely terrified that people are not getting their babies vaccinated like they should. I don't want anybody to ever have to go through that. I don't want a child to go through it. It's horrible. It just takes everything you've got to survive it.
In Bocoshi, covering news where you live, Kayla Davis, 5 News.
According to the Arkansas Department of Health, there are 3 cases in the state, while the Oklahoma State Department of Health has reported a total of 15. And here's a look at those 2 locations in Fort Smith that ADH announced last week were exposure sites. They say the infected person made stops at Mercy Hospital on Saturday, April 19th, and at Best Friend's Pet Clinic on Monday, April 21st. They're urging anyone who may have been exposed to get up to date on their MMR vaccine and to monitor symptoms, which can take 3 weeks to develop.
Happening in Springdale, police helped arrest 2 people over the weekend that were wanted for a deadly shooting in Camden, Arkansas. SWAT team with the Springdale Police Department helped arrest Chris Arnold and Keegan Turner over the weekend. They were both taken into custody at a home in Springdale yesterday. Charges are connected to a deadly shooting that happened there in 2022. Both were being held tonight in the Washington County Jail, waiting to be sent back to Camden. Meanwhile, Conway police and the U.S. Marshals releasing new information about suspects in a mass shooting in Conway. They're still searching for 2 brothers, 21-year-old Kedrick Johnson and 18-year-old Kamari Johnson. They're both wanted on capital murder charges. Investigators are asking with anybody with information on their whereabouts to reach out to Conway police. If you use MLK Boulevard in Fayetteville every day, you need to be listening to this. There are some big changes to the MLK I-49 exit starting tomorrow morning. We took Sky 5 up in the air to give you a better idea of what we're talking about. Starting at 8 tomorrow morning, you'll no longer be able to go south on Futrall Drive. It means if you're going west on MLK, you'll no longer be able to turn left. And if you're headed east, you won't be able to turn right at this light. From now on, Futrall Drive will only allow traffic northbound. It means you can still get off I-49 at MLK when you're heading north. Dave Parker with RDOT says it's all part of a bigger plan to improve traffic flow at MLK exit.
By making the changes, you'll now be able to take one continuous U-turn without having any lights at all. You won't have to get on the interstate. You won't be involved in the any intersection at all. So it's going to make it much easier to get around.
Project also includes adding an overpass and 2 roundabouts on 15th Street. Leaders say the construction expected to be complete sometime mid-2028. Can't wait for that to get done. All right, florists say tariffs will likely mean higher prices if you're planning to get flowers for the mom in your life on this Mother's Day.
Yeah, prices from the wholesale side, they're already going up. Isabella Basco spoke with florists and she found out how it's impacting their bottom line heading into one of the busiest holidays of the year for the flower industry.
It's one of the busiest times of the year for players in the floral industry, like Miss Dean Boren, who owns Studio Miss Dean Floral Design. But with proms, Mother's Day, and more weddings around the corner, tariffs are now top of mind.
I'm actually sourcing more wild local flowers so I don't have to deal with these tariffs.
The USDA reports countries like Colombia, Canada, and Ecuador are leading suppliers of flowers in the U.S. With these countries now facing tariffs, Boren says she'll wait until after Mother's Day to evaluate whether she'll raise prices.
It's tough because we only have, our margins are so thin already. And especially when it comes to buying fresh flowers, it's a big, splurge and expense for people.
Kaylee Presby-Gaines runs a floral business out of her home called Bouquets and is noticing the price of flowers are up from $3 to $5.
I have something written into my contract as of a week ago that if unforeseen tariffs, unforeseen government changes, other random acts of nature happen, that if I have to change my costs, that it will be pushed off to the customer.
China is also a major supplier of items like vases, and Presby-Gaines is noticing those prices are going up too.
When things break, I'm not able to just source the same item anymore because they might not make it anymore or the cost has gone up so much. The timing of the year makes it extra stressful because I already have so much to worry about.
And now she's working hard to keep business in bloom.
Was Isabella Bosco reporting.
Yeah, recent numbers from the USDA show more flowers are being imported into the United States from countries with lower tariffs like Mexico and Costa Rica. And the countdown to summer is on. While it's an exciting time of year for many students, for some families, no school means less free or reduced meals. To help those parents make ends meet this summer, Arkansas will once again be offering the Summer EBT program, which provides $120 per child during the summer break.
We're one of the few southern states and red states to have a governor that even applied for that waiver, and we are so gracious and grateful for that.
Most Arkansas students that receive free or reduced lunch during the school year will also be eligible for the Summer EBT program.
Sebastian County Election Commission gathering today as it gets ready for a big local election on the calendar next month. Annual school and special elections happening May 13. Among the issues on the ballot, a sales tax that will go to funding consent decree work in Fort Smith. With early voting getting underway on Monday of next week, election commissioners say today was all about making sure everything is ready to go.
We did our public LNA testing and we signed off on our LNA results. So all the machines are ready to go.
Early voting begins again on Monday. Voting sites in Fort Smith and in Mansfield will be open that day. Election day, by the way, Tuesday, May 13. Looking ahead, next week, the deadline to be Real ID compliant. You'll need one of these IDs to board a commercial plane or go into a federal building. Requirement was implemented after the September 11th terror attacks, and they take effect next Wednesday after decades of delays. It's estimated 2 million people still have regular licenses. If you're one of them still needing to upgrade your ID, you'll need to provide additional documents like a birth certificate or passport and proof of residency to register.